Oh, I dream of these people every night. The only thing I worry about is that some total unknown that nobody ever heard of comes along. But you know what? Honestly, with what we've done on jobs, we weren't supposed to be adding jobs. We weren't supposed to be adding manufacturing jobs. And I'll tell you what, the most incredible of everything, they're coming back into your state. They're going to Michigan. They're going to Ohio right here. They're going to Pennsylvania and North Carolina and South Carolina. Who the hell can beat us? I mean, who can beat us? Who can beat us?
Polls show that most Democratic voters and Democratic-leaning independents, 2/3, the main thing they want in a candidate is someone who can beat Donald Trump.
I voted for Mr. Trump for many reasons. I don't agree with everything he does. But you don't seem like you're a politician.
Honestly, I am a staunch Republican and very, very conservative. But as he starts to explain the policies that he believes in, many of them make sense. And when he does win the nomination, I'm willing to give him a shot.
Good guy, all right? He's not a corrupt politician. He's kind of what we wanted out of Trump, just an outsider.
He's a serious person. He's smart and he cares and he has a pretty deep understanding of the problems the country faces. And so he may be the one person running this year who's pitching a series of reforms that might actually help the country.
I voted for Trump in 16, and honestly, I'll probably vote for him again if Yang doesn't make it through.
I am one of only 2 candidates in the field that over 10% of Donald Trump voters said that they would support. And so that means if I'm the Democratic nominee...
We win the whole thing! Donald Trump months ago said this. He cannot wait to run against everyone in the Democratic field. His one fear is that some new figure comes out of nowhere to run against him. That's you! And that figure is me, Yang.
23 people are running. Why you?
I'm running for president because I'm focused on solving the problem that got Donald Trump elected in the first place in 2016. He's our president because we automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, all the swing states that he needed to win. And my friends in technology know we're about to do the same thing to millions of retail jobs, call center jobs, fast food jobs, truck driving jobs, and on and on.
I can't think of many more people on either side who are thinking more deeply about what the actual problems are. Automation, by every estimate, will eliminate a huge percentage of jobs in the United States.
And when you hear somebody talk like Andrew Yang and he says, you know what, guys, it's not immigration, it's automation. And you think, holy cow, you know what? At McDonald's, guess what? I don't even have to talk to anybody. It's automation that's taking away our jobs here in America. That's why Donald Trump won the Rust Belt. He was like, hey, we're gonna bring all the jobs back. Guess what, y'all? We can't bring the jobs back because the robots have taken them.
This is the great challenge of our era, and unfortunately, Donald Trump is a symptom. He is not the cause, he is a symptom. And as the Democratic Party, it is up to us to offer real solutions to the problems that got Donald Trump elected. What we need is new ideas and a new economic vision, and that is why I'm running for president.
I started this campaign because I knew the machinery was weak. I knew the institutions were on their last legs, but I got inside. I got into the middle of the belly of the beast. It's even worse than I thought.
I do not think that our current politicians are up to the challenge of cleaning up this mess, in large part because it's happened underneath their watch, and they don't seem to understand the fact that we're in the midst of the greatest economic transformation in the history of the country. When Donald Trump ran around saying, drain the swamp, there are a lot of Americans who've lost faith in our government in D.C. to solve the problems that they're experiencing in their lives. Now, as to what we can do about it, it's going to take a campaign like mine that's an outsider campaign, a non-politician, completely funded by the people, actually shaking things up and saying, look, we can do things differently. The fact is, a lot of the solutions that politicians have been offering will not improve people's lives nearly as much as $1,000 a month. Because if you get $1,000 a month, you know how to solve your own problems the best. The great thing is this would become universally popular. There's one state that's had a dividend for almost 40 years. Alaska, which is a deep red conservative state, it was a Republican governor that passed the plan in the first place. He said, who would you rather get the oil money, the government who's just going to screw it up or you to the people of Alaska, and then the people of Alaska were like, us, please. And conservatives do not dislike buying power and economic freedom in Americans' hands. What they dislike the most is a giant bureaucracy making everyone's decisions.
Greg Mankiw, professor of economics at Harvard, author of the best-selling economics textbook, really one of the most respected economists in the country and respected on both sides.
Now, I'm not here to endorse Andrew Yang, but I think his basic idea at least seems workable to me. I mean, his idea is to put a value-added tax, which is basically a flat consumption tax, and use it to finance universal basic income, so everybody gets a lump sum back. We know value-added taxes work in much of Europe. It's a fairly efficient way to collect revenue. That's why many European countries use it and have kept using it for many, many years. Universal basic income is a pretty easy thing to implement. Everybody gets a check. They do it in Alaska, right, with the oil revenue. So the whole thing would work, and the whole thing would be progressive. It would be like a sort of a super-duper earned income tax credit.
I'm already drawing thousands of Trump supporters, independents, libertarians, conservatives. Someone in Iowa came up to me and said, "You're what I hoped for when I voted for Donald Trump." And of course, I'm drawing many Democrats and progressives who are excited about the fact that we can put resource into the hands of families and children and start recognizing the work that women in particular do in our families and communities every day. So I'm getting Americans from every point in the political spectrum, including the 25% who are politically disengaged, because everyone senses that I'm non-ideological. I'm just trying to solve the problems. I'm just trying to do it for the people.
Democrats and Americans around the country have one question for their nominee, and that is who can beat Donald Trump in 2020? That is the right question. And the right candidate to beat Donald Trump will be solving the problems that got Donald Trump elected, and will have a vision of a trickle-up economy that is already drawing thousands of disaffected Trump voters, conservatives, independents, and libertarians, as well as Democrats and progressives. I am that candidate. I can build a much broader coalition to beat Donald Trump. It is not left, it is not right, it is forward.